As we kick this off, let's get this started. So, Collision Course is this really funky map. Please no proxy, because I really want to see this play out a little bit more properly this time around. And looks like we're going to get my wish. Top left-hand side, our red Terran player from Blazer is Bunny. Up against Iron Chain's blue Terran player in the bottom right-hand side, souL. So game number 1 of this 2-game series, and excited to see what sort of direction this is going to be heading in. Refinery coming down on each side of the map. This map is real interesting. This map, the only way you can get across without mining these minerals is to go the long way around, unless you come through these super small choke points. Now, I've been told by the map maker they are designed so that any unit, even big units, can fit through these. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's what we were told yesterday. We saw tanks were able to push through these at least, so that's something we know about as we get this set up here in on Collision Course. So, getting this started, seeing SCV starting to come down through the center of the map. So SCV heading down towards the bottom right-hand side, and just having a little bit of a look to see what's going on. Factory on the way up in the main base, and there's just going to be a one base opener here from souL. Bunny will expand, so Bunny going for the single gas. I say gasless, obviously it's not gasless, it's a single gas expand, so missing that second gas. Now if souL opts for the fast second gas, or the fast expansion off of double gas, what he's going to end up being end up being just a little bit behind here. As I think what he wants to do is build one Marine. He skipped the Reaper, so he's really fast in the factory. I think he's going to be skipping the Reaper and going straight into lifting this racks up, building a starport on the tech lab, and it's going to be a super fast plug punch. That or the factory goes to the tech lab, which is the other way of doing this, and he will be able to get a Cyclone out right away. And that's then a very fast Cyclone to make up for the fact that he doesn't have a Reaper to help him defend early game. And that does seem to be the case right now, as the Reaper will actually have only a Marine to fight against here, so that's going to be a slowed down CC. Yeah, so it's still a little bit funky in these early stages. Well, on the other side, we do see, obviously, Bunny's command center about to finish, so the fact that souL's CC is getting delayed even further is obviously a little bit costly, but we'll see what the Reaper, or what the Cyclone allows him to do. It should open up a little bit more potential aggression here. As one Cyclone pops out, the other Cyclone on the way in as well at the moment. And that Reaper going to be hopping up, or trying to hop up in the main base in the next few moments as well. Oh, can he not jump up here? Is this double high ground? It should be able to jump up somewhere here, right? Yes, he can. Obviously, just learned some of these Reaper spots myself still as the tournament goes by. This is the third time I think we're seeing Collision Course in the tournament. The second time we're seeing it today, if I'm not mistaken. We saw a little bit of a faster game on it earlier, which didn't really show us much about the map going through. Again, I feel like this is one of these maps where the first 5 or 10 minutes are not actually affected all so much by this, but it's going to get really interesting as the game continues on from there. I feel like these games on this map could actually go pretty long, because you're talking about only really having this one attack path through the center. Unless you mine out this right side, that really opens up the map massively. I mean, obviously you can attack all the way up here, but even then, like, it takes forever, and then you're also very limited in where you can end up. Cyclones will lock onto this bunker. I mean, SCVs will come and repair it, but as SCVs being kept off the line, a Cyclone comes forwards and actually will be able to kill a Cyclone here. It's actually a nice shutdown. So, oh, this other Cyclone wants to keep high ground vision. Oh my god, souL loses both of his Cyclones. So the units that he even invested into early falls away from him just a little bit, so that's not brilliant. There's a few Marines now jumping up into the bunker. That was a little bit painful, as we see the Stimpak now on the way out from Bunny. So again, Stimpak going in the factory, building up the reactor as well. Raven sat out overhead. Starport going to lift off that tech lab and drop down the reactor here, as we are going to continue setting up into this. A few Marines, a Raven in the tank, moving forwards. There's another Raven on the way up, and a couple more Marines, another siege tank here as well. Going to continue to get set to go. Stimpak and again, +1 attack currently on the way through then. Again, the refinery dropping down on the natural expansion, and just already seeing kind of souL with that single gas on the natural, not going into the next one just yet. Still on a 1-1-1 setup, as is, as was Bunny for a while, but now into the extra rats. The souL falling down a little bit in terms of his production structures here. If you look at the unit composition, souL does have a tank advantage, and he does have a Raven advantage too. So committing to the 1-1-1 for a bit longer, I don't mind from souL, because as he sets up a faster third CC as well, he really does, I think, have the better army to work with. Even though he's 5 army supply down, the tanks are much better than, say, the Cyclones, which are out on the other side here from, from Bunny. The 2 Ravens are much better than the 1. He's getting Vikings up now instead of Medevacs. It's just a matter of, can he stay in a good enough position to stay alive here? So, I mean, I think he can, definitely. And I guess we'll find out for sure in just a few moments as we see those 2 Medevacs loading up and start to head across over to the right-hand side. Now, this army of souL is moving forwards and getting ready to attack, so looking to be aggressive in the next few moments here, and we'll see if it's going to be successful. Again, these 2 Medevacs are going to be out of position, but Stim Marines in the main with no defense available, souL's going to lose a lot. And I think the biggest issue is here, as we see souL trying to use this area here to siege up. souL's going to do some damage. He's not going to do game-ending damage, which I think is realistically what we're likely to see from these 2 Medevacs right now, as they do begin to unload in the main base. So a couple Medevacs unloading here, and a lot of SCVs already going down. And you can just see that that's going to push souL into this position where he's going to have to deal with, you know, all of this, and then his army over here. I mean, what's that doing? Really nothing at the moment as the Marines continue to fight. 23 SCVs going down. We're going to see this factory under fire as well. And again, as those siege shanks get sieged up, we won't be seeing the bunker. It is going to go down. So bunker falls, Marines get taken down. But again, I mean, souL is literally losing production and cannot currently continue to play, build anything. And he's just outside the natural, while Bunny continues to build up. Bunny's attack was just so much more direct, and that was so important in this here. As we get to this, well, SCV attack up the ramp. Again, this game on Collision Course, it still doesn't quite show us the potential of the map, I feel, in terms of how interesting it becomes later on. Obviously, I mean, we saw S-Bunny kind of focus a bit more on drop play rather than push, which could be kind of seen as a, you know, reason because of the way it was set up. Oh, great interference matrix by souL. I mean, as far as this fight was going to go, that was as good as he's going to get, right? He has no stim, combat shields, or anything. The interference matrix on the Raven was really nicely done. Let's kick this off, though. Let's introduce our players. Bottom left-hand side, our blue Terran is souL. Up against the red Terran in the top right-hand side, Bunny. And we're going to see Proxy Rax Reaper. Now, the thing is, I really feel this map is just very Proxy Rax Reaperable. If we can use that as a verb. Or an adjective, I suppose. Because just look at how much space there is across the side of the main base. There's so many jump in and jump out positions. The one thing that I would love to see is I would love to see one of these SCVs just mine. That's the issue, right? Because this map doesn't actually have only 5 mineral blockers. I think this is a 50 mineral blocker here. So that was the one thing I thought of, is it's very difficult to, if the Reapers jump down here, they might not want to jump back up here, but they have to loop all the way around to jump back up there, for example. Yeah, I think this is the second time we've seen the 2 Rax Reaper on this map, and it is, I want to say it's a bit of a shame, but I also feel it's just, the map is so good for it. So, yeah, pretty funky. Thank you so much, Mellow Yellow, giving out a sub to Superhuman. Thank you so much. Welcome to the fam. And as we do see that depot dropping down, and also welcome to the fam, but thank you so much for also continuing to put some info into the chat. Oh my god, this is Proxy Marauders. Are you kidding me? Really? Proxy Marauders? So... I want to believe that Proxy Marauders is a good idea, but I kind of don't. I know I believe a Proxy Marauder proxy is better than a Proxy Reaper proxy in this situation. Right? You know what I mean? Like, it just is so good for Marauders. So for Reapers, sorry. This is funky. You'll see the SCV pulling down to the low ground is going to drop a command center. We are going to be seeing the concussive shells about to finish up. So souL going to be finishing up that concussive shells right here. I mean, Proxy Marauder used to be a build in TvT as souL starts to move over to the side. It's not even that proxied. Oh my god, he's going to find himself the Hellion. Oh no, he doesn't get it. The shot off. All in the Reaper. Oh my god. And we waited a long time to start moving forwards here. Obviously, no scouting from Bunny. He's going to build a bunker on the low ground. Generally, you will pull your lift your barracks up and send them forwards with this. As the Reaper Grenade going to make this a bit confusing. 4 Marauders, man. That's so much. At least the bunker will be stopped. But yeah, usually you lift up a barracks and use it for high ground vision so you can continue to deal a lot of damage. 5 workers already down as Bunny going into a bit of crisis management mode. Going to try and get a Cyclone up here. Obviously, the issue with this is the fact that these depots take a lot of damage from Marauders as well. So you lose one depot, you're probably going to lose the other. He's actually going to move into the main base. Yeah, I like this idea. Now there's only going to be 1 Cyclone available because he kills the tech lab here as well. He's going to go for this other supply depot. Helene gets caught in a concussive shell. Well, now this is going to be a supply block for Bunny, so you can't actually build anything else. SCVs will probably try and surround the Cyclone to stop it from being killed. Cyclone able to kite away. That's 1 Marauder down, but 2 more Marauders have just arrived. Helene and Reaper and a couple of Marines starting to clean up, though. Those next 2 Marauders down in the corner, not really doing much. Bunny is down by 7 workers at the moment. So still just building 2 Marauders at a time. He's going to push that low health fuel away now. Grabs the Reaper kill as well. And SCV also going to get picked off. Cyclone again locking on, picking off another Marauder. Still more workers though. There's 12 SCVs to 21. Biggest issue for souL, he doesn't really have anything back at home. His own Cyclone now on the way. Alright. Well. That's going to be seeing a couple of Reapers popping up here. Just going to move over to the side. I mean, so the Reaper production now from souL is interesting because I guess the plan is to counterattack in when Bunny's least expecting it. The Cyclone will be able to clean this up in a moment as the supply depot did get finished. I haven't got 1 single kill. Obviously, Bunny doesn't know what's being made still out of those couple of barracks at the moment. Again, souL holds a 7 worker lead from this now. Make that 8. Bunny's command center obviously had to cancel here earlier as well. And we might get into that weird position where obviously right now it's 1 base versus 1 base, but we might start seeing expansions coming down at a similar time. That could make itself kind of interesting. What's up? This is Foster, by the way, of the 29-month resub. Thank you so much. Dude, so good to see you on the 29 months that you deserve. It's crazy, because I know you were subbed for a huge amount of time before. And there you go. Now we can see him. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Marines here working their way through this barracks as the first barracks goes forward to scout. He sees the units all on the low ground. I love it. Reaper's going to hop up, and again, there's so many places you can hop a Reaper up here. And instantly just comes in for 2 more SCV kills. I mean, you can turn and kill this, I guess the Reaper. I thought he might have gotten the heli in here. That's another SCV that's nearby. Loses 2 of the 4 Reapers, as now the Reaper's going to pop out over the left side. souL has his 2 Cyclones coming forwards too, but I think he just has to back away. He is expanding and Bunny is not. Bunny is on 1 base committed with only 14 workers, but a really good amount of army supply. Reapers are back in again, being a massive annoyance. Forces the Viking to land. It's just keeping units at home, and the last thing he wants is to keep units at home. Cyclone's locking on, but the medevac lift up takes that Cyclone away for a moment. The racks from souL all the way back down to the bottom left. Comes in, gets the double lock on the Cyclone, but the medevac lift up saves it. Bunker about to finish. Siege Tank and a Raven about to be here. I'm believing, honestly. He loses a couple of Reapers, though, and that's painful. It's just these Cyclones have so much potential. He will get a Cyclone. Can now repair his own Cyclones up as those tanks will siege. Bunker taking some damage right now as he's continuing to repair the Cyclones up. So the Bunker falls, but I think the Siege Tank here is in a good position to hold on. Another couple of tanks going to be pulling away over to the right side. But they continue to gather together as the Siege Tanks getting a good couple of shots off the Cyclones. Taking a couple of volleys. Banshee about to come out here. There is not a lot of anti-air actually. And Auto Turret coming down to help out with the defense here. Good micro on the Siege Tanks from our Red Terran Bunny, keeping those alive via the medevac, but he's losing a lot with another tank and a Banshee coming out now as well, especially. I don't think the Banshee is going to be dealt with by anything. Like 1 Marine obviously not going to do anything at all. Oh, there's a Viking, so I'll take that back for a moment. Although the Cyclone, if you could lock on, would be amazing. Banshee not going to go down just yet. As you see the Viking trying to come in and accompany the medevac into the main. So Bunny's still being very annoying. He has to do 18 workers of damage here to even out the work count, and even then he's still going to be behind by an entire base. GG for Bunny. He's just not going to get that amount of damage done. And a pretty fun game in the end, all things considered.